Okay, streaming started. I'm doing a recording as a backup. It's all yours. Good luck.
Thank you. Meeting called to order at 6:33 p.m. This is the Housing Committee. Today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. Rich Reynoso, board member, hosting today, along with, I guess, those part of the committee. Can you introduce yourselves?
Sure. This is Christine Culpepper, committee member.
This is Malcolm Gray, committee member.
Juanita Ransel, community member.
And I think that's, I mean, Hazel's on mute, but she's here as well. Okay. Going into the agenda, reviewing of old minutes. I think we're going to put on pause on that. I don't think we have the old minutes. So we're going to circle back on the old minutes. Unless someone wants to talk about that. I'll wait for minutes. Okay. All right. So next we have the petition regarding the rent guideline board's proposed increases. I believe Hazel sent around the flyer. If folks don't have it, please let us know, but I would like to discuss that a little bit if possible. Did everyone get it, or who hasn't gotten it yet?
I know I saw it in the email.
Okay.
Do you want to share it?
Yeah, let me share. I'm gonna put it. Yeah, let me put it up right now. Actually, that's a good point. Okay. So, looking for it. Give me a few seconds. I'm sharing now. So that's. All right, I think you can see my screen. So this Monday, June 5th, as we discussed in our prior meeting, we're gonna go attend, for those who can, the public hearing, which is in person, for the rent guideline board. We're looking to have as many folks as possible to come and lend their voice to this issue. I'll open up to the community for any comments or questions or issues they may have. All right. So hopefully, and we'll open it up to the gallery session after so we could discuss further. But hopefully we get a good turnout. I mean, I think we decided to do Monday, June 5th, because it's the last public hearing, or the next closest for us, at the in the Bronx. This is, I think, the only Bronx one. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I believe it's the last one before their vote.
There we go. That's what it is. Yeah. So it's the last one before they vote. It's a kind of a big deal. So hopefully we get folks attend. All right. Stop sharing. My video. Okay. All righty. Next is the gallery session. I don't know if folks who've registered, let me see, is there a registered link? No, I don't have that. Okay. So what we'll do is, for those who want to talk, raise your hand, we'll call on you. I think the rule is 2 minutes uninterrupted to get your voice heard. So let us know who wants to chat.
I don't see anybody
Cameron?
raising their hands
Yeah.
or in the chat. Diana Finch.
Diana Finch, go for it.
Hi, so I'll chat. This is general comment?
Yeah.
Or just about the rent guideline. Okay.
No, everything.
So I wanted to know if the community board could do any kind of follow-up liaison with the Slate group and the 2560 Boston Road to find out when construction is going to start, and also if there's room for any adjustments to the rent rates that, because it's gonna be like 2,000, half of them, no, 40% are gonna be at like $2,000 for a studio.
Yeah.
How
Like
many of them, Diane, did you say, Diana?
40%,
So 40% are gonna be around what number you said, Diane?
2,000.
$2,000
Okay,
For a
rent for
studio.
a studio.
for a studio, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I see we have Mr. Weinstein here.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we can continue to negotiate with them, I mean, they did say, I'm forgetting now the exact percentages. Is it 15% are for formerly homeless people? So that's good. 50% are for area residents. So that's good too. But the rent rates still need adjustment. And the article in the Bronx Times said that it wasn't like crystal clear what the rates, the final formula was going to be.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not set in stone.
All right, Diana, so if you can figure out like how you want us to word your questions to the developers, that'd be great. And I'm sure that Hazel, Rich, or somebody else will try to reach out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could invite them to a public meeting. I mean, maybe even for September.
and just I'm welcome. I know what you're gonna say. So yeah, Ted, if you wanna jump in.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, I saw the article yesterday in the Bronx Times. There are some things that weren't exactly accurate in terms of the way the process goes. And I'll say two things. It gave the impression that it's all approved. What is finally approved officially is the rezoning. The project itself, as far as getting financing from the city, from HPD, has not happened yet, has not been approved yet. You know, a lot of development teams do this. I'm not sure why. They put their effort and time into if they want a rezoning, and they go through that, and they go into ULURP, and they go through that whole process. And then they first come to HPD asking for financing. I mean, we are aware, our finance staff are aware of the project. There has not been, though, a real review yet of their numbers. And so I guess, again, the best way to sum it up is that the rezoning is absolutely done. But as far as the approval of the financing, that has a way to go yet. And then there would first be a closing, and then they can start construction after that. But this is quite a way off yet.
And the rezoning is really just to allow the height of the building, right? The dimensions of the overall dimensions.
Well, the density,
Yeah.
that allows that. There was a change there that they had to make in order to be able to do a project of this. But like I said, our finance staff have not yet done any type of a significant review of their numbers. And so I know the article, it seemed to indicate that there was a discrepancy between what a council, someone who was identified as being from the city council said, and then somebody from the development team said. And that may be, but, you know, HPD's finance staff hasn't put their, information into it to see. So we really can't say at this point what the numbers are going to be in terms of the income levels and the distribution. There was one thing that
You're saying that the numbers are quoting the 40% at 2,000 per studio is not correct.
I'm not saying it's not, it may end up being that, but it's just not decided.
Yeah.
That's really my point.
Okay.
The one thing that Diana did say about there is a 15% requirement for formerly homeless, that's for sure. And then there would be, of the remaining units, there would be a 50% community district preference. So that's for sure as well.
Okay. I think Kay Cardona, you wanted to say something?
Hi, am I unmuted?
Yep, you're
Yep.
good.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Yeah, there's so many people here, and it's throughout the country too. It's not just New York State, New York City. It's throughout the country that are just being completely priced out of the rental market. I'm all for, people forming LLCs and buying properties and private people buying properties. I just wish we had a system in place that mortgages, like most mortgages are dependent upon people having rentals to help, offset the costs of ownership. I just wish there was maybe like a central fund or something if there are rental units in properties, like a central fund that's overseen, rather than private individuals or LLCs managing other people's money, because very oftentimes it's supporting other people's lifestyles. And it's just not fair to the people that are renting. There are so many people like me that are struggling right now. I mean, it just burns me up that I'm helping to pay for somebody's retirement and I can't even afford to put anything away for my own retirement. And I'm just a couple of years away from it, where I'm going to basically be in the street if one of the places that I applied to, senior housing, which I think I applied to 4 or 5 places, I have another 5 or 6 years to go. So it's really a very unfair system of things. I just don't think we should be, helping to supply other people's lifestyles and stuff. I think the money could be better spent going back into the properties themselves. And we just have to look at doing things a different way. And another thing is the Rent Guidelines Board. I don't understand why it was developed or how. To me, it just shouldn't exist. There's just really no practical need for it. Why are we reviewing the situation every year? Why isn't it like every 5 years? And why is it a board? Maybe it should be like a different body of people or an agency that does the overview and stuff of this, because it's just a very unfair system. In fact, the only time I was able to make ends meet is when there was a 0 increase for that year or so. I was actually able to make ends meet. I mean, this is, and I hear stories from people every day, it's terrible out here.
Thank you for that. Ted, quickly on the financing, I want to go back. So your team will be looking through the financials for this project?
Yes, we have a new construction finance division. They sort of act as like a bank, the same way you would go to a bank and you'd have to show the bank your numbers if you want to borrow money, so that they can see that you're going to have the income to pay it back. We have a staff who does that for our programs. So the development team will submit a proposal. I believe they might have done that already. And then that gets reviewed by our staff, our finance staff. Do the numbers make sense? The bottom line has to be positive, of course. They go through that, and then sometimes it's a back and forth to figure out what makes sense. In terms of the distribution, the breakdown as well, that has to make sense too. Our term sheets have specific guidelines as to what percentage of units must be at least 2 bedrooms, for example, and how many can be studios, but not more than that. Those are in our term sheets. So again, our finance staff will look at all of this, and then they'll reach a conclusion with the development team as to what works and what makes sense.
Got it. And I'm assuming you would let us know at the end of the process, know how it's going.
Sure. I mean, actually, the development team, once they've got everything in place, and they know they're going to be closing, they should come back to you and tell you.
Okay, so we'll look out for that then. Yeah. Okay. Good. We'll ask for details along the way. Anybody else from the gallery want to chat? Diana Finch, is that you again, or is your hand just still up?
I think her hand was up from before.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me move on. Okay. So the next item on the agenda are motions. I don't believe we have any motions on the table. So I think Kay has a comment, but yeah, so no, there are no motions at the table. The last motion was to attend the Rent Guidelines Board, which is again Monday, June 5th. So if folks can come out, we'll remind folks on email, but if you can come out, that'd be great. We sent the flyer around, and we'll let Jeremy know to send it around as well to distribution list. Moving on, old business. I think we discussed the Boston Road rezoning. Yes, the petition, and that's probably part of the old business. So the petition that we were working on last month for Monday's meeting along with other folks. Malcolm wanted to tag you in quickly. I know you sent that out, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
On my phone. Give me a second so I could find the link for it.
yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, that'd be great. If we could post the link here and if folks in the meeting could distribute it, we could even ask help from Jeremy and others who have the distribution lists to try to sign.
Okay. 1 second.
Yep, take your time. Let me see if I find it too. I think I found it.
Damn.
So I think I found it, Malcolm. I'm gonna post in the chat.
All right, cool.
Okay, no worries, because I just
I
your
hope-
name popped up. So if you wanna, I mean, what I'll do is I'll share my screen so everyone can read it. I think this is it. Okay, cool. I'm sharing. All right. So if you want to describe it, Malcolm, go ahead. I think you see my screen. Malcolm, maybe you're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, so pretty much the petition, we have it, we're using the platform change.org. So we do have it as a digital petition, and I am working on I'm also working on transforming it to a paper petition for those that rather do it that way too. So pretty much the petition is in favor of the 0% increase. So we're looking to have a few, as many people as we can sign on to this petition before the next meeting. I believe it's on the vote on the 25th or the 26th.
Okay, so that's the 25th is the deadline for this.
Deadline. Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to get as many people to sign on to this so we could send this over to the appropriate agencies or department. And pretty much they state our case as to why, they should reconsider this vote on increasing the rates as it is.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Malcolm. So I think everyone, if you can spread this out to your networks, text it to your friends, text it to your coworkers, it's anyone who lives in New York City. That'll be great. Let me stop sharing. And again, that's due June 25th. It doesn't have to be due. I thought it was due this for our meeting on Monday, but it's not. It's due the 25th of June when the rent guidelines board meets. Yeah, that paper is good. Hazel says she can set up a table online. I think that'd be great as well. We could just get folks who live in the area. Okay. All right. Any other old business? Going once, going twice. All right, on to new business. Any new comments or issues or questions that folks may have in the committee or on the gallery itself, actually, as well, that we should focus on? And Hazel also asked, what may be some new ideas that we could have for the committee moving forward. So this is also a brainstorming session for that. And in the prior months we had the homeless shelter issue. That kind of died down, and whether that's good or bad, we don't know yet. Now we have the rezoning, which Ted said he's working on in terms of financing, so he'll let us know later on how that's going. And now the rent guidelines board. So that's one of the newer issues. And Robert Press, you can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, Rich, while you're on the subject of the homeless shelters, maybe the woman, Eric Drinkwater, can come in and see what progress is going on they've broken ground on the one over on Blondell, but did they find any, soil that was hazardous, and was it taken away, or are they just going to build on top of it? And they're right near the subway with the EMFs that come away from there. So, as far as the condition of Blondell and then what's going on with the other one? And can that be turned into a family shelter since, you know, the need is now for families rather than single people? So,
Yeah.
okay, that would be my suggestion.
What's the name, Eric?
Eric Drinkwater, I believe her name was.
Drinkwater. Okay, good. Okay, we'll note that in a minute, so we could reach out for them for the next meeting.
Thank you. Great
Got it.
meeting.
Thank you. Diana, did you mention something? Oh, yes, Coalition of the Homeless, right? Yeah. Okay, that's an idea. They can have a presentation and just let us know what's going on and around our neighborhood, Bronx Fork. We'll note that. Okay. Any other ideas we may want to kind of partake in? I mean, feel free to just email us or text Hazel, and we'll work on it for next month.
Rich, how about also getting a list of maybe slumlords in the neighborhood that are building up new developments in the neighborhood, just to make sure, you know, no one has violations or anything like that.
Yeah,
Being
I
that
think
it's so
that's a good idea.
many, it's so many buildings coming up in the neighborhood.
Good idea. Yep, noted. And I think we should probably, honestly, if we have the resources, the information, we should probably do that once every 3-4 months. Just kind of a standing kind of checklist, because like you said, there's so many new buildings, it's hard to kind of keep up with it. Yeah. All right. Any other new business? Oh, going once, going twice. Again, if you have any ideas or comments, let us know. We'll be at the meeting on Monday in Hostos. Again, let me post this up really quickly for us to all take a look at. There you go. Second. And Hazel mentioned local law 97. I'm not familiar with that. So, Ted, are you?
So with local law 97,
Yeah.
Shoot, I was a presentation for it last week, and my mind is fried.
Yeah.
So local law 97 is basically the city's push for, I guess, to become I believe carbon neutral.
Okay.
So they're pushing to have a lot of the buildings, the larger buildings in the Bronx, to to be fitted with like solar panels and other green energy
Yeah. Okay.
stuff. But the thing is that some of the issues with that is that it may affect the rent rates, and it may affect some of the prices, the overhead prices for some of the small businesses that are also attached to these type of buildings. So we
Let's say there's like a laundromat, for example, or a pharmacy.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
so we kind of wanted to get somebody, I forget which agency it was. I believe it's DOB, somebody from DOB, to have a presentation about it and just explain to us. Takes the DOB and city planning to explain to us, what it is exactly, and what are the pros and cons of local 7. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I think we have a DOB Connect, so we could probably reach out to them and have them present in the fall for sure. Especially since I know a lot of buildings, like you said, have to kind of retrofit for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. So once again, the flyer for Monday's there from 5 to 8. If you can make it, tell your friends. If you can make it, to come by. And I think that's it. No one else has anything else. I'm gonna motion to adjourn. Any seconds?
I second it.
All right. All those opposed, raise your hand. All right, with that, motion adjourned. Meeting adjourned at 6:58 p.m. See you on Monday.
Good night.
Thank
See
you, Ted, for
everyone
coming.
Monday.
Thank you all for
Thanks,
coming.
everybody.
Good night.
See ya. Good night. Good night.
Good night.